What's up, everybody? It's us again, Kendall here.
Dominic here.
Welcome to Wrestle Live. We just finished watching Smackdown, and we're just, going to give you the rundown on what we thought of the show.
Yeah, so the show opened with Kofi Kingston in the ring, and
It was a hard promo to watch. It was not on Kofi's part, more on Orton. I feel like whoever the writers were backstage and giving him what to say like that was not the best way. It's not how I would have taken it.
the whole angle with the getting the kids involved,
Yeah.
it's like we just saw that with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, and this seems even a bit
Yeah,
cornier
it wasn't
almost.
even as good as that. So
Yeah, I gave that a C.
it brought the segment down. I gave it a C minus. The brawl was awkward. I like the ending though when Orton did the DDT off the table. I thought that was a very cool spot, but as a whole, I gave it a C minus. I felt like both guys were above this whole segment.
Right. I mean, I don't think it hurts the match. I still
Yeah.
want to see the match, but this could have been done a
It
little
could have
bit
been
better,
done.
I
Like,
think.
out of every segment that they have done, this was by far the worst.
Right. Next, we
had
got
Ali versus Buddy Murphy in my favorite match of the night. I'm kind of upset that it wasn't the main event or closed out the show because I feel like it deserved that. These guys did absolutely amazing. I gave this an A.
easily the high spot on the show for me. It was fun. It was fresh. I mean, not if you've watched
Right.
205 Live, because 205 Live is a great show, but it just feels lost in the mix with WWE. But still, these guys put on a great show on SmackDown. For me, it was an A minus. I think if it was on a pay-per-view, if it was given a little more time, it would definitely have elevated it to an A plus. But I loved what I saw with this one, and it's exciting for the future.
Yeah, it makes me really excited to see. I think what this match did was it made me very excited to see it again. With the amount of time they had, I felt like both guys killed it. But at the end, it was just like, dang, like I wish I could have saw more of this. I wish I could have saw more of this. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna plant the seeds for something in the future.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm fine with them leaving us hungry. So,
Yeah.
But that was an awesome thing. And then we
Awesome
move
match.
on to Sami Zayn.
The Miz and Nakamura's segment.
Yeah,
I thought it was cool. I thought it started off kind of shaky from The Miz and Sami Zayn. I just didn't feel that chemistry there.
when it started, I was very much against it, but it
Yeah.
kind of clicked by the end of it.
By,
Like I kind of
the middle point, and then introducing Nakamura to it just made it better. Like Nakamura didn't say anything, just let Sami Zayn continue to be
Right.
him, great on the mic, and then Miz selling of everything was perfect. Like
I want to see where it goes.
yeah, me too.
I'm excited to
I
see
am
where it
here
goes.
for a Nakamura Miz match.
Yeah, I think it was
I gave
solid.
it a B plus.
Yeah, I gave it a B plus as well. So, yeah. Next, we move on to Bailey and Lacey Evans.
Charlotte 2.0 syndrome. I get what
Yeah.
WWE was going for here. I just still can't think of Lacey as a top contender. And it's sad that we have Charlotte being here and Bailey, the champion, feeling like she's down here. And I feel like it should be the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
You usually want to build up your contenders
Yeah.
to make them seem relevant for the belt. And I feel like they're building up their champion to be
Right.
able to face Charlotte. And it's
Right.
like, that's really backwards.
For me, I didn't mind seeing Lacey Evans. I think, she had that big push against Becky, and it was kind of nice seeing her back in it. But Bailey has just been so stale for me lately, and she really doesn't excite me as champion, and she needs something. Something is not clicking.
And
So,
I know that Charlotte versus Bailey is going to be a good match. Like, I am not
Yeah.
doubting that. I'm sick of seeing it.
Mhm.
And I feel like if they focused as much as they did on Ember Moon or Asuka or Kairi
Right.
Sane as they do with Charlotte, we wouldn't have to keep seeing the same repetition.
they have so many women on the
Yeah.
roster, so many good women. I wish they would switch it up a little
The
bit.
Kabuki
And
Warriors are not doing anything. Why don't you just
the
have them?
tag team champions
Yeah.
have done
But why
nothing
don't you just
since
split
they're...
them up? Not even split them up. You can still make them a tag team, but they do their own thing. Like,
I think it was a mistake putting them together
Yeah.
because you have the Sky Pirates, which would have been great. Just bring them over. Asuka is an amazing singles
yeah, she
competitor.
doesn't need. Same with Kyrie though. They both don't need anybody to thrive. They can do that by themselves.
Right,
It's just like I know Charlotte's gonna give a good match, but WWE forces her so much down our throats that it's like when we see her now, we're not excited. Even though we know she's going to give a great match, we're just not excited to see it because we always see it.
Right. It's been a disappointing run for
Yeah.
Bailey. So, but I did give this one a B minus because I did kind of like seeing Lacey because I want to see more of the mid card women and not just the same women we've seen because there is a deep roster. So, for optimism to see more of the mid card, I gave it a B minus, even though I didn't like the match as a whole.
And I gave it a C plus. I feel like the match itself did what it had to do. By the end, I kind of was more so like, oh, okay, Bailey, I forgot that you can do this stuff because she has been really stale. So I was excited to see something from her. I just still feel like this wasn't it. Like,
Yeah,
it just
definitely
wasn't it for her.
So moving on, we got Randy Orton versus Big E. I was opposed to it first too. It grew on me a little bit. I get what they're doing with it. I think they could have been done a little bit better. But I like that the Revival and Randy are a thing, and I kind of think it served its purpose. It wasn't fun, it wasn't anything special, but it served its purpose. It was a solid match.
I feel, to me, the segment after the match is what elevated this to me.
Definitely, yeah.
The match itself, I thought was pretty average. More so just because half the match is Randy Orton doing a suplex onto the table like 3-4 times.
Right.
And acting like he wanted Big E to get counted out.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like both guys didn't do too much in the ring. But the segment afterwards was remarkable. I love the faction of Orton and the Revival. Excuse me. I feel like they both have similar goals. They just want to prove that they're the best. They don't care how they get there. It's a believable faction. I like that they're taking out each member of the New Day. We saw what they did with Xavier Woods. Now, starting with Big E, I feel like it puts Kofi in that underdog position, which he is phenomenal at playing and rising above tough situations. So I think it's going to do him justice in the end of all of this because now you have like Orton in a Revival against Kofi by himself.
Yeah.
You know?
Overall, it was solid. B plus for me.
I gave the match itself a C plus, but I gave the segment a B plus.
That's right. We broke it down. The match for me was a B minus, and the segment was a B plus with the Revival. All right, moving on. We got Elias putting on the King of the Ring gear like everyone's been doing, and then Kevin Owens showing up behind him. Turned into like a situation where he hit the stunner on him. It was sloppy at best.
Botchy,
it was a botched stunner.
Botchy mess.
I don't hate the two against each other, but it was just a mess, kind of.
I'm kind of getting annoyed with Elias in a sense, just because I like what he's been doing on the 24/7 title. I feel like it's a case. I don't want to call him like the Shane McMahon right now, but I feel
is
like,
though, because he's associated with it. It's almost
they're
like
feeding us too much Elias,
right?
Where it's like, well, we need to see him. It's like once a show if you're going to do that. Don't show segments of him doing a 24/7 thing and then show him doing segments with Kevin Owens. Like, we don't need to see him that much.
And it's sad because I really I do like Elias.
I don't dislike him. He's
being shoved down our throats a bit too much.
Don't push him in our face like that because I feel like he's a great guy to just be in and out. Like, he doesn't need to do too much, so don't make him.
And then after the segment, you got very generic 24/7 stuff. It kind of felt a little stale. It was fine. I'm glad it's back on Drake Maverick because I think he's funny.
Yeah.
But all in all, this segment for me was a C+.
I actually think that the 24/7 spot saved it segment.
Yeah.
I thought Elias's first promo was kind of boring, and I thought the whole interaction with him and Kevin Owens is kind of boring as well. R-Truth and Drake Maverick coming out, I felt like saved this for me. It made it very funny. Even when after Drake Maverick won, him tripping over R-Truth, I think like it was it just brought light to a very dry situation.
Right.
And I gave that a C+ as well.
Okay. So moving on, we got another King of the Ring tournament match. It was Gable versus Shelton Benjamin. Chad Gable versus Shelton Benjamin. So.
A match that, by the end, I still was not into.
No,
however, I can respect what both guys did out there. I felt like they delivered something decent. It didn't get me wanting to see more of them. But
the angle was so stupid with your short.
The build-up was
like
really
nobody
dumb.
cares anymore. It's like, we don't care how tall you are. That's a stupid angle. The in-ring action was decent. They didn't have much time. They didn't have much to go off of. It was okay. I am excited to see Gable in the tournament because I do think Chad Gable has a lot of talent. I think Shelton Benjamin has a lot of talent.
Yeah.
They haven't been around much. They haven't been doing anything. All in all, in this match, it didn't quite work for me, even though I see the talent and potential. I'm still going to give it a C+ because it just didn't click tonight for me.
Me, I gave it a B. The only reason I gave it a B is because I feel bad, kind of, for where both guys are placed on the card. I felt like they were handed a mess, but they did the best that they could with it. Like, to me, the match was decent. It had like a few cool spots. You know, what was it? Maybe 5 minutes long. Like, it wasn't nothing too crazy, but I felt like both guys showed that they are good at what they do. And that's all I needed from it.
Okay. And then the big angle, they've been teasing it the entire night.
Yeah.
Will Roman apologize?
This was bad.
This was weird. It was awkward.
It was a terrible way to end the show. Like,
yeah.
You always want to end on a high spot, and I feel like this wasn't it. Like, Roman cut a very boring promo.
Roman's entrance was like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And then, because I feel like they had nothing much to do in this segment, and I just feel like this whole situation has got so mucky. Like, where did you get that clip from Roman Reigns? Why is that not surfaced before now?
Had it before, yeah.
Like, what? I don't know. It was like it insulted our intelligence, I felt like a little bit. But I did love Daniel Bryan slapping the shit out of...
Tried his best to save this segment.
Out of
it was
Rowan.
a very bad segment, but... Yeah, it really got me into Bryan. Like, I never wasn't into Bryan, but it's just like it added another layer to him. Like,
Daniel Bryan will always be good in my. You can put him in any shitty angle, he's gonna be good. Yeah, so I did like him slapping the shit out of Rowan and then coming down to the ring. Reigns got the spear. It was weird. It was like awkward weird. How Daniel was walking to. I didn't like the angle at all. I'm still over on Bryan, but
especially because like if Daniel Bryan is just as shocked as you is seeing this footage, why would you spear Bryan?
It was weird. It was very weird and
like you just
mucky
saw him slap the shit out of Rowan like 10 times.
Yeah,
your beef was with Rowan because he's clearly the one that pushed the stuff on you, but you spear Bryan. It just didn't make sense.
For me, this angle was a C+.
Yeah, you like a heel in this situation. You attacked the guy that didn't know anything about it.
It was weird.
But I gave it a C.
Yeah.
That's me being nice, actually. I really wanted to give it like a D.
Yeah.
But because I respect both guys and because Bryan really did try his hardest to save this segment, I think it deserves a C.
Okay. And overall, the episode, I think we agree together, this episode gets...
a C.
A C.
Yeah, it was a very average Smackdown. And I think it's because, honestly, the shows before this have been pretty decent.
They've been good, yeah.
So I felt like this was just the worst the worst SmackDown that they've had in a few months.
In a while, yeah. I just think, besides the highlights of obviously Buddy Murphy versus Ali and the Miz stuff was pretty good, but all in all, I mean, it was kind of just a mess. I mean,
I felt like where they placed things on this show was very backwards.
Mm-hmm.
After the whole Lacey Evans and Bayley match, I think they knew that the crowd just kind of was over SmackDown.
It went way downhill after the Sammy versus the Miz, and it never picked back up.
But you see that, like, the two best moments on here were the Sammy, Nakamura, and Miz, and then Ali and Murphy. So why would you have them right next to each other?
Yeah.
Like, you could have spaced them out. Like, you could have moved Bayley's match up the card, so she did her thing early on in the show.
Yeah.
Miz, Nakamura, and Zayn cut this amazing promo, and then towards the end of the show, you bring people back up.
Yeah.
With the Ali and Murphy situation.
And there's rumors that Vince was cutting this one up and reworking it up until the last minute. So I feel like you could tell, and I feel like that's why this week is a C. Let us know what you thought. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree?
Right. Let us know what your favorite match was, your favorite spot.
All right. We're checking out for this one.
And we are out.